Put on your tinfoil hats, turn down the Alex Jones podcast, and someone get Conspiracy Rudy on the phone. We're going to be talking Modern Masters 2017, the drama that led up to its release, and my thoughts on the whole thing, on this episode of Leisure Time Games Presents. Hi everyone, I'm the Ken, and welcome to the premiere episode of Leisure Time Games Presents My Two Cents, the semi-regular vlogcast where I talk about various topics of interest to the tabletop game and comic community. Today's offering, all the drama behind Modern Masters 2017. By the way, bonus feature! You may have noticed in this video I'm not speaking to the camera and instead doing a complete voiceover. I have an Aether Revolt box opening video I did a while back but didn't upload. So, you're getting two videos for the price of one. You get to hear me talk about today's topic while at the same time watch me open a box of Aether Revolt. I'll be following my usual box opening game retailer edition rules and posting the price of any card valued at $1 or more in the upper right hand corner along with a running total. I'll be using the TCG Player mid prices, and they'll be priced at the current value as of the day of the posting of this video. Before I get started, I just want to say, yes, there is a difference between the audio you're listening to now and the audio to follow. Sorry about that, still working out the glitches, and should have it all taken care of by the next episode. Having said that, I hope you enjoy. Early on, when there was no real information about this new set, Modern Masters 2017, beyond it was coming soon, the Magic community as a whole, players and retailers, had a very blasé attitude toward the set. As time moved forward from the announcement of the set, there was no hype of any real sort from Wizards of the Coast. Retailers who had to commit to their order numbers early on in the process, like months in advance, became nervous. Rumors about how this set was going to be printed as much as 6 times the level of the previously released Eternal Masters set began circulating, and still no hype or interest anywhere, not from Wizards of the Coast, not from the customers, not even from the distributors. And retailers moved from nervous to the first stages of panic mode. The aforementioned numbers they had to commit to on the product no one knew anything about were staring them down. Customers weren't saying they wanted it, and much of the online chatter was about how bad the set was going to be more than anything else. Couple this with what was at the time the recent announcement that Wizards of the Coast was going to stop supporting the modern format at the Pro Tour level, and this whole thing was shaping up to be a disaster. Yeah, no hype for the set, no interest for the players, no support for the format. Retailers began to dump the product. Online sale prices, which are already low to begin with, were hovering around product plus shipping costs, so somewhere between the $170 and $180 range. Even I, as a very patient individual, was looking at this and wondering if it was really going to be worth it. After all, the newest regular release, Amonkhet, was going to be releasing right around the proverbial corner from this Modern Masters set. With so little interest, would customers be giving this set a pass so they could save up for the latest anticipated set to be added to the standard format? So all these elements were coming together, and things just were not boding well for Modern Masters 2017. Retailers were contacting their distributors trying to get their order numbers down. Nightmares of the previous specialty product released just this last Christmas, Plane Chase Anthology, and how it flopped were freshly circulating through their minds. Then there was the Eternal Masters re-release at about the same time, sucking more money out of the Magic customer community, while at the same time angering collectors at the depreciation of their collections and the retailers that told them when Eternal Masters was first released that there would be no more, because that's what they were told after all. Then there was the Commander sets that released around that time too, depleting discretionary funds even further, but more on that later. Panic selling became rampant. Distributors accommodated as best they could and shifted product from the sell crowd to the buy crowd. Pre-order sales online at near record low prices. Dogs and cats living together. Mass hysteria. Then, spoilers began rolling in. It wasn't overnight, But in a very short amount of time, cards that were being printed in the set began diluting the mixture of jade and salt within the Magic community. As everyone began to see the expected value of the set rise, the opposite of what was happening began to take over. Retailers began panic buying, going to their distributors to see if they could get their numbers back up or even increased. They scoured eBay, trying to find product to fill the orders they anticipated were coming their way. By that time, though, online sales began to go through the roof, hitting near or at above the manufacturer's suggested retail price. Yeah, online. I know, right? Some online retailers even began canceling previous lowball orders to relist them at higher prices. Even local customers who up until then were uninterested in the set began to take a second look. Online sales going through the roof, orders canceled and relisted, people pre-ordering, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria. There's a point, though, that I've seen about this set. Something no one is really mentioning. I don't want to say conspiratorial, because that may be a bit strong and maybe not even be the proper word, but something is afoot. As for the real reasons, I'm sure I don't know, but Wizards of the Coast released this set about 3 to 4 months earlier than all the other Masters sets from previous years. Anyone else notice that? Why could that be? Maybe they wanted to get the set released while there was still time to enjoy the modern format at the various big tournaments coming up soon. After all, Grand Prix Las Vegas is right around the corner. Got to get the cards in everyone's hands while there's still interest, right? Seems likely. But I want to go back to that whole Amonkhet thing I casually mentioned earlier. If you release a set the likes of which Modern Masters 2017 is shaping up to be, and don't forget, Wizards of the Coast designs these sets years in advance. I'm not kidding here. They are designed years in advance, so they knew what they were doing here. Do you really want to release it at a time when it would interfere with the sales of a set that would be more stable to the Wizards' release schedule and for the Magic community? After all, we're talking right before the release of the large spring set. Is Wizards of the Coast really thinking this through, dumping this specialty set that everyone will want just before a major set that everyone will want? Especially when that major set is a part of the format Wizards of the Coast is always willing to fully support. Standard. Not to mention those major specialty releases just months before during the Christmas season. Think about that. Suck the money out of everyone's discretionary funds, then do it again a few months later, just before doing it again. Are they mad? Well, maybe, but there is something else happening at this time. When they did it before, it was Christmas, and that's when many retailers make the most from their investments. So why do it again so soon? Here's where the, I don't want to say conspiracy, but part really kicks in. The reason Wizards of the Coast, and remember, I have no evidence for this, released 2 major sets within a month or so one another is, are you ready for it? They want your income tax return. First Christmas and all its major releases, and now tax time. Remember, this set is being released months before when they're usually released the master sets. For what I can see, for the very first time in the history of Wizards of the Coast, that I know of anyway, they're hitting their fan base at a time when their personal discretionary funds will be at their highest. After all, when else would a 20-something have that much funding just sitting there waiting to be blown on something, and let's be realistic here, frivolous? Grandma's birthday and Christmas check was all the money in the world when you were a kid. Now, it may get you into the movies and a trip to the fast food joint afterwards. Mom and Dad, when's the last time they paid you your allowance? Is it getting into the double digits in years now? Nope. Welcome to adulting, son. It's all you. They finally figured you out. They took Grandma's Christmas check. Now they're after your tax return. Now, I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. After all, I have just as much of a vested interest in this decision as Wizards of the Coast does. It's almost, dare I say, conspiratorial. Well, that's my 2 cents. If you'd like more information about Leisure Time Games, you can go to our website, leisuretimagames.com. If you liked this video, please click the like button. If you have anything you'd like to share, leave us a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe, and please share. Join us next time when I share my thoughts on how to run a proper game demo. See you then. Peace.